The more I study epigenetics, the more I put it into practice when I'm working with people in the clinic or with NAP, the more I realize how much we are all impacted by the traumas of our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, and back and back and back. And the more hopeful I get. And that might sound a little odd because those traumas are stacking up pretty high and pretty fast when you start looking at them. There are so many things when you look back. There are times when people have to say food scarcity is at the minimum, to say that there are times when people's land and property was not only unsafe, but was taken from them, when people weren't allowed to be their religion that they wanted to be without being in danger, or their sexuality or their gender, or just being a woman, or just being a certain nationality or moving. The list just gets bigger and bigger. And those are just the big ones. Those are not the small ones. And there are a lot of small ones as well. For years and years and years, I was terrified of dogs because I'd had an incident with a dog as a child. And that was a big incident to me because I was 8 and it was a very big dog. I was a very small person. But those incidents pile up. And when you think of that epigenetic switch getting flipped in our DNA that says you have to continue this trauma cycle until you learn everything you can from it, until you know you're perfectly safe from it. And that gets passed on to the next generation. And then that gets compounded because they're seeking to end that trauma cycle by doing it again. But this is why I'm actually quite hopeful the more we do it, because when you clear one thing, especially if you clear it with the intention, with the awareness, the way we do in NAP, the way some other systems do, even if you do your regular body work or your regular talk therapy work or your regular whatever work, with an awareness that this could be impacting your inherited self, it gives you the opportunity to take one little thing, fear of dogs, or I'm never going to get enough sleep, or whatever it is, even if it's a fleeting feeling, and it allows you and your nervous system, your 40 million bits of data per second for the other than conscious mind, not your 40 bits of data per second conscious mind, it allows your brain to connect the dots to all the times that's happened before. And that is, you pull that thread and then things in the most beautiful way just unravel. All the messy stuff that was knitted up over all those generations and all those centuries just unravels. So the more we do this work, the more I watch people change, the more I hear things shift, the more hopeful I get. So whatever work you are doing on yourself, even if that's all you do, I mean, we'd love to have you come and work with us. Of course we would. But whatever work you're doing, just plug in, add in that awareness of, I am allowing this to work on all these generations for all of these people who came before me, and see what happens.